Hey there guys, DMO73 here bringing you the first deck profile for the day. This is the profile for my green-white Kaguya stun list. This deck was a lot of fun, definitely something that I would take to locals and have a good time with. I made a couple changes to the list since Wednesday, but I'll explain why I made those changes here in a bit when we get there. But other than that, the deck's pretty much the same. So let's just go ahead and dig right in. So Ruler is Friend from Another World Kaguya, Judgment of a Light, Moon colorless. You can spend Moon as though it were green, and whenever a Moon enters your field, you may draw a card. So it helps with some drawing power, some consistency there, which is really nice. And then she flips over into Moonlit Savior Kaguya. I'm going to let that get a little closer just in case some of you haven't seen what the full art looks like. So there's that. It's got some cool texturing down on the name, which I think is pretty cool. Nice little touch. So its abilities are, there's a lot of text there. You can still spend Moon as if it were green. Whenever you awaken a card, you put two 100/100 counters on her, so she gains 200/200. For Moon, you can cancel target automatic ability, and then for Light and colorless, you can prevent the next damage that would be dealt to her. And then for a Moon, a Light, and 3 Void, you can do her God's Art, which is rest everything your opponent controls, so all J/Resonators your opponent controls, and then recover all your magic stones, and you can pay awakening costs for 1 Moon less this turn. So she essentially, she essentially just locks down your opponent's board for a turn, which can be really important, and all your awakenings become cheaper for that turn as well, which is also really nice, especially since all of your stones are back up. So if you're holding a bunch of cards in your hand that have awakenings that can like quick cast in, or spells for canceling and stuff like that, that's really awesome, because then she gets really huge and you have all those stones to be able to make things work. So that's it for our J Ruler. So stone count, we play 4 Moonshades because they are essentially green 1-drops, and most of our 1-drops are actually green, and we can pay for any color if we need to, so light and stuff, so that's really nice. Then we have the 4 Moonbreeze Memoria. We play the 4 because, again, this stone essentially gives us all 3 colors we need, green, white, and and moon, excuse me. So that's really nice as well. And then we play 2 Moonlights, just to round it out, because this stone does technically pay for green and moon as a 1-drop, when it first flips over. So if you hit it for your first stone, it's not terrible, and then when you get other stones, it literally just copies those, so that's really nice. Moving on to the Resonator count, we run 4 Moonbreeze Elf. This is just because this is Elvish Priest for Kaguya. It essentially can tap for moon and green, and it can't ever be attacked, so that's really nice. So it's very, very safe card to have on the board. 3 Familiar of Holy Wind for some draw power. The deck that I ran on Wednesday was running 4, but I cut down to 3. Just with the moons and stuff, I didn't really need them as much, and I would rather see some other cards instead. So Familiars there. 2 Crescent Moon Magician. Based on your matchups and how your local is, you definitely could change this for Angel of Wisdom Cherubim. This is just kind of a more generic hit. It's a 1-drop 2/6, which is very, very strong. An awakening of pay Moon, pay a Void, and when it enters your field, you burn some rested Resonator for 600. And if you do, she becomes a 4/8. So a 4/8 3-drop that hits something is pretty good, and 600 damage is enough to kill something like a Lancelot. So that's why I played it there, for that stun effect. 3 Lunar Ibis, 3/3 flyer, but when it awakens for a moon, you untap a Resonator, and if you do, it becomes a 5/5. So you could follow this up on turn 2 and still have 1 will open left up, because you have the Elvish Priest, or the Moonbreeze Elf, as you saw in the games, where Moonbreeze Elf was dropped, and then this guy gets dropped, tapping down the moon, untapping the Moonbreeze, and you're left with Ibis 5/5, a recovered Moonbreeze, and essentially a stone up. So really, really good for a solid turn 2 play. Then 3 Wolf in the Moonlight. Because it's an 8/8 target attacker that only gets bigger when you play those moons out to make it strong. So I like that a lot. It's good damage, and it can kill stuff that your opponent is needing because of that target attack. 3 Tsukiomi Noble. This is part of the stun package because of the fact that when it's in play, you can't activate abilities unless you control a moon. So if your opponent doesn't control a moon, then they're having a bunch of ramping stuff and all kinds of stuff. They're out of luck. They can't. But Tsukiomi counts as a moon, so she draws us a card and she lets us play our abilities. And for a Moon Awakening, you can pop an addition that's non-moon, and then draw, if you do, she becomes a 7/9, which is very, very strong for a 3-drop. And then the new card, we added in 2 Izanagi to add to the kind of stun idea. If you're falling behind and you need to kind of, or you have a bunch of stuff and you need to get in to finish the damage off, play Izanagi. It is a little higher cost, but we do have ramp, so it's not huge. When it enters the field, you can remove up to 3 things from your opponent's field, Resonators or Regalia. He gets 300 for each card removed that way, and when he dies, they just go back to their hand, so they don't come back to the field. So even if he successfully lands, you're essentially 3-for-1ing your opponent, at least for a little bit. That's really, really good. I really, really like that a lot, and it can make a hole for the rest of your beaters to get through. For the Regalia, we just play 4 of Interdimensional Vessel Apollo, simply because of the fact that it helps pay Awakening, it helps pay Judgment for Kaguya, and we can save our stuff. The cancel package is 3 Wall of Wind and 3 Seal of Wind and Light. These are really good spells. Wall of Wind is really good early, especially on the play, and then Seal of Wind and Light just because it has the Awakening and it can't be chased if we do the Awakening. 3 Shining Strikes to lock people down and to help us draw cards. Like you saw, I was able to lock down his Gil Lapis. This card is amazing. You just, when they move into combat, you just lock down the thing that's the most important, and then you get to draw a card. 2 Premonitions. This doesn't happen very often, but I have done this. If you have Lunar Ibis, and you get lucky enough to open up with like an Apollo, and a Moonbreeze Elf. So like say Lunar Ibis is out, I have Moonbreeze, I'll find a Moonbreeze real quick, and an Apollo out. I just brought out Lunar Ibis the past turn, but I have the untapped Moonbreeze and stuff, and they go to swing in. I can go to block with Ibis, and then I can successfully, or if I have a stone up or something, play Kaguya's Premonition. However I need to do it, but you can block with Kaguya's Premonition, which is bonkers, because like what you can do with that is essentially it gives him +2/+4, so he's probably gonna kill whatever he's blocking that early, and he gets 100/100 counter for every damage that is, because of the Awakening, prevents the damage to him, and he gets a +100/+100 counter for every 100 damage that's dealt to him. So I've actually had a Lunar Ibis be an 11/11 on my turn 3, just because of the way the curve worked out, which was really, really nice. So, and then you just, continue to beat them down. So it's a cool little stun trick that you can use. And then we run only 2 Side of the Future. We went down from 3. 3 just felt really cloggy and I didn't really like it. And then 3 Holy Moon of Pure Night, because it helps you draw a card, it helps buff up your guys, and it lets you have another way to continuously tap down their J Ruler if they decide to flip. So there you have it, guys. That is the list. Let me know what you thought. Be sure to check out the other list that is going to be posted today as well for the Gil Lapis deck. And like, comment, and subscribe as always. Until next time, guys, this is DMO73 signing off.